And we're live. Hello and welcome, everybody.
Thanks, Charles, for joining us today once more.
Thank
you.
Muted.
Our today's topic is practice and practice routines.
Exactly. But should we start with something off topic?
We could.
For a start. We've just filmed the video, and after that I wanted to show Martin my new pedal, which is my latest acquisition. It's I'll plug it quickly, it's easier to show. An Electro Harmonix Octavix or Octavix, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. And it's basically a fast pedal with an octaver built in. It has two different octave settings. And we thought it might be fun to start with a little pedal demo before we get into the topic. Is that okay for you, Charles?
I think that sounds like a great idea.
All right.
And we've got people starting to filter in.
All right.
That's all right. It's good.
Hey, Rody. How are you doing? Hey, Philip. Hey, Kreiner. Too bad. Lurking's fine too. That's all right.
See, Kreiner's the guy that's got the practice routine schedule.
Yeah, we would have liked to have him on, but yeah, unfortunately, it seems he can't make it.
But maybe we can also talk about the courses you've been doing.
Yeah, we can talk about that as well. I've subscribed to Truefire as well, and yeah, I've been doing their courses, and yeah, we can also talk about YouTube guitar teachers we like.
Yeah,
and yeah, what we use there to improve ourselves.
But in that case, we start with a little pedal demo. I would just adjust the mic slightly. Should I put it on the end? That should work better. Can you tell us if the volume is all right?
Let's see. Go a little bit.
I'll adjust the settings slightly. Is that too loud, or was that all right?
Sounds good.
Yes.
There's Laz. Hello, Laz.
Make it a little louder, maybe. Play again. Sounds good. All right. So let's start with bass setting everything at noon.
I'm now in the bridge position of my PRS kit guitar with the cause plate, all up.
Lucas, let us know what the levels are at. Let us know where you are on your dials. It's hard to read it.
Sorry. That's the fuzz, and that's the octave effect. I turned that one off, but now I go to the max setting again. Let's see now. Okay, go ahead.
Lars was talking about the Steve Vai circular type vibrato. Not sure if it can.
Yes.
Never tried that one. I've been always doing it more like BB King, like this. And when I started playing, I've made it a lot like Clapton, this floating vibrato. I'll go to the middle position with out of phase. That one. No. That's too harsh. Yeah, I'm not sure what I should show. I
think that's all right for
a
quick little spontaneous pedal demo. I saw that one in a local shop and I was messing around with it and I had a blast, to be honest, because I have a couple of fuzz pedals. I have a Big Muff, I have the Fuzzy McFuzz Phase, I have the Pelt by Fender, but I don't have an octave fuzz, and you can get some really cool Hendrix kind of sounds. And yeah, it was on sale, so I had to take it with me. It's pretty fun.
So have you worked out what your settings on it are yet, or are you still playing around with it?
The latter. Pretty much still exploring it. I didn't have a lot of time to spend with it, but it's fun, and it was interesting. Now Martin was playing through it to just adjust the knobs and to see how it sounds with the guitar.
The really fun thing is when you find one setting, and I don't know what it exactly was. I think it was with the higher wattage setting.
Yeah.
There are 2 wattage settings, which makes
this little toggle. It goes from 9 to 24 volts, and it sounds really digital, and it almost goes crazy.
Yeah, it certainly goes crazy on the octave, and you notice it a lot when you bend from something like the 11th fret or the 10th fret over the 12th or 13th, something in this area with the high B and E string.
That's interesting to explore a new pedal. But enough pedal demos. Yeah. Let's get to the topic.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say it's you're figuring out on the guitar you're playing right now, and then if you're playing something with single coils, then you've got to look at, okay, how's it going to play with humbuckers, right? How's it going to play with P90s? You have to figure out the adjustments on each type of guitar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's really sensitive with the fuzz pedal.
And we've tried it with core split and without core split, and before we both agreed that the coil split sounds better pretty much all the time than with the full humbucker.
It's just too dark sounding and muddy with the humbuckers. It's not
some pedals just like single coils, and some pedals, and some pedals like humbuckers, and some don't like the other, and some are just great with everything. It's just
I agree. I agree.
So practice routines.
I think we should start with how often we're practicing.
Yeah.
Charles, how about you?
I try to pick up and play something for at least 5 minutes a day. Now, that being said, lately I've been so busy that I'm playing the same stuff over and over again. I have not been able to get back into my lessons. I'm slammed at work. I've got a lot of family stuff going on. And so, and Martin and I have been talking about practicing lately, and I just have not gotten back to my lessons. And so consequently, I'm playing the same stuff over and over and over again, and it's getting tired.
So yeah, that's the same with me. When I don't have time, you're just going back to your comfort zone, to what you're used to. It's just fun and enjoyment, but you're not progressing. And that's the same for me, because I'm not able to pick the guitar up every day. Because we had a baby. He's 2 months old now, our second child, as you know. But yeah, it's been really hard to play a lot, and I wanted to make a new practice schedule to practice more regularly. And you can't see it right now, but I have a book here. It's but I can pick it up. I can show it. Maybe you know it. It's the German version, but it's John Ganapis, or I think he's this book is pretty well known. It's Blues You Can Use.
Uh-huh.
And it starts with the basics of blues. It's rhythm and lead, and there are some you go through all the pentatonic positions. So that's stuff I know. That's a lot of repetition in the beginning, but I just want to have something I can work along, and just something with structure. Because when I pick the guitar up and when I'm sitting upstairs and I had a long day at work, I'm just playing the same stuff over and over, and I really need to focus to practice. And I started a couple of days ago, but since then I haven't been able to continue. It's
and the other thing is, I was I do a lot of training. I'm a trainer by trade, and I was looking at one of the courses for aspiring leaders, and one of the things it talks about in there is that if you do anything for 21 days, you'll build a habit. And so
21 days of continuously doing it every day.
Right. Every day for 21 days, you will build a habit that will last forever.
Yeah.
Or at least one that's really easy to keep going to. And so that's my plan. I'm hoping to get to, by the time I get to Sunday, my schedule's going to open up a little bit, and I'm going to be able to get back to practice. So starting Sunday, I'm starting my 21-day schedule to where I'm going to practice 10 minutes every day for 21 days. And so I'm going to keep recording on the calendar so that if I have, if I am about not to do it for that day, I'm going to have to feel really guilty about marking it on the calendar. And at the end of the 21 days, I'm going to look at it and say, okay, did I do it every day? And if I didn't, then I have to start all over again.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna look at that after that and kind of keep track after 21 days. If I do go every day for 21 days, I'm gonna keep track of it after that of, am I doing it every day? Did it build a habit? Does it make me want to, did I advance? Did I go further? And did it make me want to keep going? And so I'm testing that particular theory.
That sounds really great. And I think it doesn't have to be 30 minutes or an hour or two every day. It's just like you said, 5 to 10 minutes, maybe some practices and a riff or a song. And
I'm teaching Franz a little bit guitar from the very beginning. And that's something I notice. I also tell him all the time, do just 10 minutes or a really short time, but do it each day. And I can certainly notice if he has played only on 2 days, but then he has played 1 or 2 hours,
Mhm.
So in total, he has played way more. He has used way more time for practice than if he would have done it continuously in just these small steps.
Mhm.
But each time when he gets back to our lesson, we do pretty much weekly whenever it's possible. Sometimes we have to skip it. But yeah, pretty much each week we see each other, and I can immediately tell if he has taken 10 minutes each day or if he has used the time altogether on 2 days or on 1 day even.
Mhm.
So that's something that's really continuous, is something that I notice on him at least as well a lot.
Mhm. Yeah, and so and Laz, to follow up on that idea, because I was looking at Laz's comment where he likes that idea 10 minutes or better is better than
Sorry?
nothing.
This one.
And, yeah. And so, but there's a second part to this process. It's okay. Okay, now that you've got your plan for how long you're going to do it to build the habit is okay. Look at what are the things that are getting in your way. What are the obstacles getting in the way you're playing? Well, if it's because your guitar's in the case, well, let's put it out, because that's 20 seconds you taking that guitar out of the case or pulling it off the rack that maybe keeping it. If it's like so right here, this is where I work, right? This is my work computer right here. This is my personal computer here. My 338 is sitting right here in arm's reach, right? So and earlier I had it hooked up, so it's even okay. The cable's plugging. All I gotta go is turn on the spark, and I'm ready to go. There is nothing in my way. I've already set it up so that there's nothing in my way of getting in the way of that practice. I'm sitting here already. I'm taking a break for, I'm at work. I'm taking a break for 15 minutes. Hey, reach over, turn on the spark, pick it up. There's your 10 minutes right there. And so there's no obstacle in my way of achieving that 10-minute goal. And so that was kind of the other part, the second part of that philosophy, to eliminate the things that are getting in your way of even getting started.
And so, is there anything particular you want to practice in those 10 minutes? Do we have it split up? Like, I want to practice the scales or some chord changes or a song.
I have decided that I want to get. I've been going through the blues course on Fender Play. And whenever I work it, I progress.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just going to go back to those. I'm going to go back and look at where I left off, back up 2 lessons, and go forward. So I'll do, and you could do each of those lessons. I think it's like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you work through it once, and then that's fine. And then I'll just keep progressing through the lessons. And if I get excited about what I'm doing and I decide to go a little longer than 10 minutes, that's great. If I decide to go, a half an hour, it's great, as long as I do at least 10 minutes a day. So that's the plan, is at least to go through 1 lesson a day, and that should take me through, and then progress me through the curriculum as well.
Just want to highlight this comment by Laz quickly. He mentioned that the Fender Micro headphone amp has made a difference. I think that's true. I have it upstairs as well. I have the same as you. I try to have a guitar where I spend my time. So it's just on a wall hanger, not in a case, not in a bag. I just can grab it. And with the headphone amp, that's also pretty easy. And you're playing with headphones as well. So you can play in the evening when everybody's sleeping.
Exactly.
And that was why I got the Spark as well, because all my 2 other amps don't have headphones, and it does. And I have headphones that are right here in front of me as well. And so it's a matter of just plugging the headphones, and I can play anytime without worrying that I'm disturbing anyone in the house, because I've got a wife that works from home as well. And I've got a son that is in college and he's studying. And so, if I can, if I'm not wearing headphones, I'm really limited as to when I can play. But now that I have an amp that has a headphone setting, I can use it and play anytime I want.
Something I pay attention to when doing some practice is I have a few things I regularly do in each practice. The first thing I do is I start with obviously tuning the guitar, but what I try to do is first I tune it by ear, and then I use the clip-on tuner and only after I've tuned it by ear, I tune it to actually the pitch if I've made a mistake.
So you're tuning it by itself, the guitar,
By itself,
with
relative
the fifth fret to the
exactly.
okay, the
Then
relative
I
pitch,
check
okay.
it if it's properly relative to itself, and then I tune it to pitch.
That's cool ideas. You practice starting with that.
Yeah, start with ear practice, with ear training, with the
Ear
tuning.
training.
That's the first thing I start, and the thing I'll end is usually something that I struggle with, that I do extremely slow. And I mainly practice before going to bed, and I've noticed that if I do something right before going to sleep, that helps a lot. And the thing that really needs to be done there is not that I try something to get probably in time. So for example, if I'm strumming some chords, there are two things that I practice. One's grabbing the chord properly to have it really precise. And one is to do the changes in time and don't care at that moment if I really get the chord 100% in time. So I try to do the changes and come over the obstacle of having the fear to grab it wrong. Just do it.
So
and
two different kinds of practices.
Different kind of practices.
Precision and
precision. Yeah,
and speed.
And the last one
Okay.
I do before going to bed is always one that is focused on precision.
Okay.
And Philip says it in the chat. He's talking about consistency is key, right? Yeah, and it really is. As long as you got to keep doing something, and and that's the thing. We start going back to what we're used to playing all the time when we're not being consistent in approach and practicing, right?
Yeah. When I started playing, I did the adjusting guitar, some transitioning to the guitar teachers we like. I did the beginner course there, and there are different levels, and it's really well structured. You learn certain chords in one level. You learn maybe a scale and some songs, and so it was pretty easy to make a practice schedule. It was like the chord changes to get the chords under your fingers. And the muscle memory, that's really important, especially as a beginner. I was doing the chords a lot, the chord changes, and the precision as well. And maybe some picking exercises to get the precision for the right hand, and some scales, and then some songs. It was always like chords, some scales and technique, and then some songs. And I think it's important to keep songs in, or maybe it's just riffs or some improvisation over a backing track as well, because for me it would be really tedious just to play or just to practice some technical exercise like the spider and stuff like that. That's not why I want to play guitar. I want to have fun. So maybe that's part of the practice routine, of the plan, but that's not. When I spend 10 minutes or 15 minutes a day, maybe it's 5 minutes of that and 5 to 10 minutes of playing or something.
That's why I really liked the lessons of Lick and Riff. Maybe you know him. He's a fingerstyle guitar teacher on YouTube. And all the lessons he does, he is basing them on musical ideas. So each technical practice you do has a musical background. You're not doing just scales or something. You're doing it with a musical purpose.
Yeah.
And I really like that approach. So that's also one that I've used especially a lot in the beginning, because when I was playing on my own, I went a lot for the fingerstyle stuff, because you have the rhythm, you have
sounds
probably
great
the vocal, it sounds good with one guitar, you cover not really the bass, but you have normally a bass line or something in it as well. And
and I've used adjusting guitar as well, and I really like how on the basic level he takes you, because I'm still really at heart a beginner player. because I just haven't been consistent in any practice routine. And, I know a bunch of chords, and if I know the chords in a song, I can kind of figure it out. But the technicality of my playing isn't advancing because I'm not in a regular practice routine, and so that's where I've decided to go. I'm stopping looking at gear, and I've decided that's what I need to do. And I'm even putting aside a lot of my projects. So that deluxe Strat that's hanging there is probably going to sit like that for quite a while.
Okay.
Because I'm a little bit tired of projects right now.
No rewiring for the moment.
Well, it's not the wiring problem. That it's the other things that are going to go on with that one. And and I still really need to save up for the pickups, and so there's no need to rush it until I've got everything I need to do it.
Yeah.
See, that's interesting. I'm not watching a lot of the gear YouTube channels I've used to, just because I don't want to get gas for something that I don't really need at the moment. Or, I don't have the feeling that I need something, and I don't want to get the feeling that I need something.
Yeah. For me, it really was, once I got past rewiring the telly the second time, and after doing the fabric top strat, and after working on Ben's Kramer, which I'm sending out later this week, I kept looking at and doing all the projects. There was always that other thing I wanted. Like for now, I was just I was looking around on Facebook. I saw that deluxe telly, and then I had to track down a neck for it. And I found a classic vibe neck for it because the neck that was with it was all wrong. And then I decided and we talked about what pickups I was going to put in it.
Yeah.
And so now for that, I need, in order to finish that, I'm going to need the pickups, and I want to put all new pots in it because it had 2 of the 4 pots in it, but they're really cheap pots. And so it's like, okay, well, I'll do the electronic. So it's like, here you go. Okay. It's back to, I need to spend a bunch of money to complete this project. Right? It's like, and that's distracting me from playing, and I'm not playing because of it. And especially where my time is being taken up with things outside of guitar right now, between work and home. There's a lot of stuff going on. And so, yeah, I'm not watching as many shows either because I don't want to be chasing stuff anymore for a while.
I should do the same. Watch less YouTube because it's just distracting. Yeah.
On the other hand, it depends on the things, I have to say, because
if it's
I'm currently sorry.
I'm cutting you off. Go ahead, please. I'm sorry.
I'm now in a band. We have a band with the co-workers at my company, and from the company we have a practice room and everything, and we're practicing songs there. And there's a whole list of songs that I'm now learning, and one on it is Purple Haze of Jimi Hendrix.
That's why he was plugged into the
fast today. But still, the thing is, I've noticed with the guitar I'm mainly using at the rehearsal room
in our
company. That's the Double Cut Junior with the P90s.
Okay. The one, yeah.
I just don't like to play Hendrix stuff with the fuzz. I don't like the sound of the P90 with the fuzz.
Mm-hmm.
It does not feel right. I need to play this stuff with a Strat for me to make it feel right, to enjoy the playing there. So in this case, I need need is
a different tool.
Word. I need it. I want a different tool because it does not feel right to me. I don't enjoy it, and in the end, I should enjoy it. And this changes as soon as I have a Strat in my hand that sounds closer to it. I will never sound like Jimi Hendrix, obviously.
But the job is important.
But it feels different. It just makes more sense to me.
So you're currently mostly practicing songs then for the band.
Currently, I'm mostly practicing songs for the band. Yeah, lots of them.
Look who's got gas.
Don't worry, Krena. You
Soon.
can try it soon.
I'm sure he's got something that's Strat-like.
Nah, I'm not sure.
Not sure if it,
Strat-like? Not at the moment.
I don't
probably.
think, no.
No?
It-
Yeah, you're right. Everything is either P90s or...
He has
humbuckers.
pretty, humbuckers and P90s. He's got the telly, but that one also has a P90 in the neck now.
Yeah, sure does.
So no, not a lot of real single coil tones. Let's highlight this one. Philip usually plays 15 minutes to an hour in the first part, technical exercises, anything that comes to mind, songs and Polyphia, all right? Anything and have fun. That's cool, but 50 minutes to an hour, then you can fit a lot of different things in. That would be ideal. But for me, I'm just too tired in the evening to play for that amount of time. When both the kids are at sleep, it's usually pretty late, and then I'm most of the time really tired. And the thing is, then for me, I don't always want to learning new things, practicing new things is it's tiring as well. It's not relaxing in the evening. It's just sometimes after a long day of work and then you come home to the kids, it's just easier to watch a YouTube video.
Yep.
Well, I get in trouble when I sit there, if I just sit there and I pick it up and just start noodling, and because you're playing around, you're doing stuff, but you're not learning anything, right? It's like,
it's just the fun part,
yeah,
not the practicing part.
Noodling, but in keys, says Krena.
With a backing track, it makes more sense probably to do some noodling.
Something I've tried quite a few times and I do every now and then is I start playing and I try to not usually I know where the pentatonics is, I know where my root notes is and everything, but in this instance I'm just trying to play by ear. I'm not going, oh, there's the root, I'm targeting it. I just go, oh, maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower, just up and down the neck, not focusing on anything. That's something I try to do to get in the mental state of just, go by feel where it's supposed to be. But that's not something someone should listen to.
Exploring.
But it's like I say, I'll play a whole bunch noodling, and that's the problem I'm having, is I'm doing too much of that and not enough practicing, so I'm not advancing, and for me that's a huge problem, because I don't play well enough to sit there and listen to a backing track and just noodle over the backing track, right?
Are you playing some chord progressions when you're noodling?
Huh?
Are you playing some chord progressions when you're noodling, or what exactly do you play then?
Yeah, I'm usually working through some standard chord progressions that I really like playing around with. Like, I love the chord progression that goes through "Put Your Lights On," and so I'll work through that chord progression, and then I'll also change one of the chords on it and go through. So one of the chord progression that you guys have actually played over that I've done is that chord progression with the last chord changed to a different chord. And so,
which one?
That he sent in Skype, I think.
Yeah,
that's the one.
When I sent in Skype in that Martin, that you soloed over.
Right.
And so that's actually the chord progression for "Put Your Lights On" with the third chord net progression, the fourth chord net progression changed. Mm-hmm. And so, so I'll noodle around like that and try to figure things out, but I'm not really learning something new. I'm playing the same chord progression, but in different ways. And it's like, and so there's a couple like that I do, and I really enjoy doing, and I have a lot of fun, but I'm not learning something new. Yes, Grenard, the Everlast. Yeah. The Everlast behind that. Yeah.
Okay. When I'm noodling, there are different kinds of noodling, so to say. It's with a backing track, and sometimes if it's without a backing track, I'm trying to make up riffs or it's not really song ideas, because it's not something I would work out to make a song, but it's just some riff ideas that we can also maybe use for a video, because you don't want to only play riffs by other players or parts of songs. You make up your own riffs. You write stuff basically for the demos and the things we're doing on YouTube, and that's something. When I'm noodling, sometimes I like what I'm playing. It's not always great sounding, and then maybe I can use it for a video. How do you come up with the riffs? You wrote a couple of cool riffs.
Thanks. Yeah, I don't know. I get in the mood and just explore something. Sometimes I have something in my ear, but lately I've had a lot of ideas for riffs in the evening when I was already in bed and I didn't get up to do it on the guitar, and obviously the next day it's gone. So that's
record everything.
Yeah,
that's what I told you once, and then he was playing something and it was great, and then he wrote me, of course I didn't record it, and I say always keep recording.
But yeah, for me that's mostly spontaneous things.
But during practice, or when you just grab the guitar?
That's mostly when I grab the guitar, and when I'm not focus on practicing something, just grab it. Or for example, the thing that I've just told you, where I just try to play something by feel, going higher. I want the note just a little higher. Like, let's try 4 frets up, 3 frets down, or whatever. Something like this. The next string, not thinking about, okay, now I'm targeting the minor third, I want to embellish that chord. I just wanna
go
crazy on it. Try something. Sometimes it sounds good, and sometimes I scare my cat.
I want to quickly highlight some keys. Krenner said noodling, but in key or without a backing track. Noodling in A minor pentatonic, somehow landing the chords of the key. That's a great tip. And Les had a suggestion to kind of song challenge. I know, Les, for you it's the, what does he call it? The year of music. And the last year was the year of gear, if I remember correctly. And this 2022 is the year of music. So that's actually a pretty cool idea.
Last week I overdid it in this case. I learned 3 songs in 1 week.
Les, do you mean write a song or just practicing a song? I'm not sure about it.
I think he's talking about everybody try to learn the same song, kind of like, I know that Phil used to do that on his channel. He would okay, let's all learn this song for next week.
But he did it for 2 or 3 weeks only. I was really it was
he kind of stopped that one real quick.
It was, I think 2 or 3 weeks max, unfortunately.
And and it's and that's great if the whole learn a song challenge is really good if you've got some experience behind you and you're kind of an intermediate player. And I think that works out really well. And I just need to work to get myself to intermediate, because I'm stuck at the end of that beginning thing. And I don't, because I don't know my scales well enough yet. So I need to go and learn those.
I think it's tricky when you when you how can you call it, when you go from beginner to intermediate, and then you're at intermediate level, and there might be some time when you hit a plateau and you don't really know where to go now, because I think there's a point when you're playing where it just opens up and you really have to decide for yourself which style you want to go, and it's just the possibilities are really big. And I think YouTube is great. There are amazing teachers on YouTube and a lot of great resources, but there's so much of it. I think it's really hard to focus on or to find the lessons that are right for you. It's just for me, it's just so distracting. Then now I really want to focus on my book here. I have the tracks to play along, and there are versions without the guitar, so it's just the backing track as well. I just want to focus on that one, and let's start with videos, because there are 5 different teachers. Sometimes what they're saying contradicts the other one. It's just, some say play this exercise every day for 5 minutes and your technique will be awesome. Others say don't play such boring techniques, play it in a musical way. It's just where to go.
and that's the thing. And that's a lot of what I had been doing, was I was pulling this from here and this from there and this from there, and just decided, well, I want something with some structure. And so that was why I did Fender Play and sit there, and and I've had it for a long time. I've had it for over a year. And at first I really used it and I really progressed. And the minute I stopped using it, I stopped progressing. And what I liked about it was the lessons are done really well. It is really structured. It's step by step. So you can work through several lessons to feel like you've accomplished something in a relatively short period of time. And Martin was showing me the Truefire stuff a couple of weeks ago, and I'm excited about that. But financially, I'm gonna wait on that. But I just decided I want some structure, so I'm going to begin working my way. So I'm going to keep working my way through the blues curriculum on Fender Play, and just give myself follow this, and then I can go off and do other things after I complete that.
I think if you're into electric guitar, blues is just an awesome foundation, because you can go to blues rock, to rock, even to metal, or there's jazzy blues as well. So you're doing the blues course as well at Truefire.
Yeah,
right?
The one from Jeff McErlain.
That one was basic.
I did the bare bone basic one that's really intended for the very first beginners. Just to redo everything. Really, maybe I have forgotten something, maybe I've not practiced something properly, or just do everything from the beginning again. And that's the first course I've made. I didn't manage to get to other courses, because here we're again, what are you practicing when you're at that end of beginning intermediate stage, where I would put myself in somewhere.
Certainly intermediate. That's a big range. It's like middle class. But
you see, Jeff McErlain really pays a lot of attention to details when you're doing his courses and when you're listening to him. It's the palm muting and the accentuation, pronunciation, let's call it something like this, of specific notes, how you do it, how you attack it, where you emphasize something and where you shouldn't. Take breaks. Don't play all the way through everything, and leave room. These are all very minor things that don't require too much skill, actually, but in doing it really in a good way, in a good fashion, I think that's really something hard to do, and I struggle with this as well. So with this really first beginner course, I had to really focus to here I'm muting. Now I'm muting properly on that one, listening to everything he's playing and try to imitate this stuff. Also, again, listen to the players I like, go back at that again. Obviously, I did previously, and listen how they do it. What's the minor differences between those players? And
Did you subscribe for this course in particular, or can you use or access all the courses?
I have the 1 year all access to all the courses,
Okay.
and I've picked that one.
And I appreciate it because Martin was sharing that with me, and it is something I'm excited about trying later. Those Truefire courses with Jeff were really cool.
Mm-hmm. How does Fender Play work? Is that a subscription-based service?
It is a subscription-based, and it's relatively cheap. I think I'm paying like $40 for the year because of when I started.
Yeah.
And I think it's more than that now. But when you join it that level, you have access to everything, and they do really great stuff because they'll have famous guitarists come on and do a show, and they'll send you an email saying, "Oh, tonight we're going to learn so-and-so's coming on, and we're going to learn this song," and they'll sit there and work their way through a song or something. And so they have stuff that's on all the time. And sometimes they'll be like, okay, if you're honest, if you are regularly doing your lessons and you're basically you're not missing a day, they'll remind you to keep your streak going and things like that. And so there's some really great things about it, but it's one of those things where too you've got to sit down and do it. It just comes down to you have to sit down and do it, and I haven't been.
I want to get to Deja Vudu's comment once more. Yeah, Jeff, I can say from the Truefire course I did that one all the way through. Maybe I can, if you write the question in the comment, I can, or we can do it in the description. The link
the
to the name of the course that I've did.
Yeah.
Jeff is an excellent teacher. I can totally stand behind this. He pays so much attention to it and explains it really well and in really short bits. And yeah.
And also, I think I was just looking at, because in the chat we're talking about, someone was asking how long has everybody played. Rodies was asking how long you were playing, and you guys are putting in 6.5 years, and Philip 5, and and I've only been I've been at it for 1.5 years, and for a lot of that I was trying to do stuff myself just by going all over the place, and it wasn't until really last year that I decided, okay, I needed to do something more structured. And now it's just a matter of finding the time to do it and finding the discipline to do it.
For me, it's also something around 6.5 years, something like this.
I can't remember when I exactly started, so it's 6-7-ish years. I know I was 27 when I started, and I'm turning 34 now.
I started about when my daughter was born, so she turned.
It's easy to remember.
Yeah, she turned 7 this year, so.
Okay, that's cool.
It's something about 6.5 years, something like this. Another great teacher I like is Rusty's guitar for blues and blues rock.
Mm-hmm.
You're always commenting under his videos.
Yeah, I really like those videos. Some of those are things that don't particularly target me anymore, but it's always good to get reminded on those things, to practice these as well.
You're watching a lot of these tutorials.
Yeah, a lot.
With the guitar in your hand, and you're playing along.
Yeah,
see, that's something I never do.
I do this with some of those. It's just doing that one lesson with what he's playing right now, or after he's played it, and I'm doing this for 5 to 10 minutes or whatever, and then I put it aside again. But it's not, I have to be honest, I'm also not that consistent with putting these things into my practice routine.
So you're just picking different
I'm picking
things.
different things, and trying these things and try to use them later on. what I've done lately is a lot because I've done this blues rhythm basic from Jeff McErlain. I'm really focusing on playing a lot of blues rhythm, just a normal shuffle, and trying to really nail this palm muting, this dynamics and everything, getting this going and having fun with this.
Just need to check. I think Krenna put a video out today
just about
practicing or a technique, dynamics and touch, the most underrated techniques. I haven't watched it yet, but I will definitely watch it with a guitar in my hand so I can directly try to apply it. Because just watching it when you're lying in bed, it's probably not that helpful. I mean, Krenna would certainly appreciate it, just watching it and giving it a thumbs up. But for me as a player, I would benefit the most when I'm trying to apply it directly.
Yeah,
obviously.
Rody says he started at 13 and he's 71 now. Jeez.
Awesome. I sometimes regret that I didn't start playing when I was a teenager because, at school you just have so much time. I should have started playing guitar and played less video games, but too late.
Well, as a kid, I played clarinet, bass clarinet, and all 4 saxophones. And I remember once in middle school, I tried to learn. They had guitar class in music class, and so I was trying to learn from that, and I got really frustrated. And so it didn't take then. And then in high school, my parents bought me an electric guitar because I had asked for one. But I played with it for a while, but I couldn't pick it up. And so with the other instruments I had played, I was so used to the music teacher just saying, here is an instrument, here is a fingering chart, go learn it. And I would go learn and play whatever he wanted me to play. And I was able to do that. But when it came to guitar, the strings did not make sense to me. I'd even taught myself to play some piano, and that was easier to me. It wasn't easy, but it was easier to me. Mm-hmm. But because I could look at where that. But but when you look at just chord charts by themselves, and I could play the chord, but what do? You start adding in strumming and all the other things, and it was difficult for me. When my son was in middle school, he began taking violin, but he wanted me to take it with him. And so whenever he would go for lessons, I would have the lesson right after him. And so that I kind of got, I kind of got that down at a beginner level really well. And it made me start thinking, well, maybe I should try to pick the guitar back up. And now here I am, 53, and I'm just learning guitar for the first time.
That's cool.
See, Rody, that's a good point, and I'm really surprised you did not quit with such a teacher, because when I was around that age, 12, 13, something like this, I've also started playing guitar the first time. Mm-hmm. I've only played it for 1 year. And here it's mandatory to start, when you're at music school, you start with an acoustic guitar or a classical guitar even. And obviously that was not the music at all that I was interested in. And I was forced to play all kind of stuff that I didn't want to play.
Was it Spanish style guitar?
Yep.
So finger
picking, some children's songs that I don't know anymore, and the obvious Christmas carols and whatnot, and I just didn't want to play that stuff, and so they pretty much immediately killed my desire to play guitar.
For 15 years or so.
More. It's more. 15 years, something like this. Yeah.
Deja Voodoo did it right, I'd say. He was playing for 20 years or has been playing for 20 years, but only into gear for the last 2 years. yeah, I think personally gear makes a lot of fun, and I'm really guilty of buying stuff I don't need and having gas. But for me, as it is a hobby and it's good for the YouTube channel to have new guitars, Meteora, for example. That video was quite successful. That was a bit surprising, but I know I want to progress as a guitarist, as a musician, but I would also like to. I want to start playing more songs. That's exactly what you're doing in the band now, and I'm a little bit envy of that because I don't have a drummer or a bassist and singer at hand, because yeah, playing songs is the most fun in my opinion, and playing with other people. I mean, two guitars is great, but having a bassist and a drummer and a singer is even better. And yeah, it's not that easy to find a lot of musicians and to form a band, and especially with two little kids, it's just a matter of time. The YouTube channel is time consuming, and meeting you is, of course, is like every week. So it's
Sorry.
just no, not I didn't mean it that way. It's just I don't have time to be in a band as well and to practice songs, because family takes up so much time and work as well. So it's just I need to focus on things I enjoy and that are realistic.
Yeah.
And so, like practicing with this Blues You Can Use book and just jamming, that's at the moment probably the most I can do. But I definitely need to make a practice schedule or get a good routine. And Charles, the thing with the 21 days, I really need to try that. Not this week, because yeah, I'm not sure. It would probably be best to start tomorrow rather than in a week to build up the habit.
Probably the best would be to start today.
Yeah, it's getting quite late. I need to kick you out and end the stream. No, of course not.
I am one of those people where I can be disciplined about something when it really matters to me. And this matters to me, but I need something to push me for when I get discouraged. And so if I'm tracking it like that and I'm looking at I know for 21 days straight, I'm not going to miss something.
No.
And I will sit there and do it. I'll find a way to do, okay, it's 10 minutes. I can go do 10 minutes. And I'm only going to look at it that way. And so that'll get me into the habit. And from there, I'll just continue it. I'm pretty sure. But it's, when you don't have a system to keep yourself accountable, it's easy to say, I'll do it tomorrow.
Just browsing through the comments quickly.
Yeah, Philip says it right. Balance is really important. You have to have a balance in your life.
Yeah. And yeah, I think it's interesting what you've said, Lucas, that you prefer to learn songs, and songs are the thing that made the most fun to you. See, for me, that was never really the case. Was not really that much interested into playing a song. I was more interested in, jamming and having the ability to improvise somewhere. But yeah, this is a whole.
But see how you ended up now. You're practicing songs all the time.
See,
well, with that,
it's a good thing.
With that, I'm going to have to interrupt you guys to say I want to thank you for having me on. I've got to go back to work. My time's out for lunch. And so I've got to head back to work. I want to thank you guys for having me back on, and thank everybody in chat for being so kind. And I am going to implement that 21-day plan, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Awesome. Maybe we can talk about it in our Skype chat, because I have another idea I will share later.
Oh, definitely.
Thanks a lot for joining, Charles. It was a blast.
All right.
See you, buddy.
Always a blast. Thank you.
Maybe in the next stream we can talk about the result.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to talk about results in the next stream.
See ya.
Bye, Charles.
Bye. Have a good one.
Where were we? Yeah, that's like some kind of reward system. It's not bad. See, I will text Charles later in our Skype group, but my idea was to build up some kind of peer pressure that we chat regularly in this little Skype group, and the idea would be so that everyone has to, maybe write down what he exercised today,
Yeah.
just as a little practice diary, but you have to share it so others see. And if you're not posting, you obviously didn't practice. And then
if one of you guys want to join our Skype group, just tell us.
Yeah, if you have Skype, of course, write a comment and we can invite you. How does it work? Is it inviting in Skype? Probably.
Yeah,
we can probably invite people. So yeah, if you don't have Skype, set it up, get a user. We're currently 5 people in the group, but yeah, the more the merrier. And yeah, I definitely last week I met a new buddy, Bene. I told you he's also from our town, and he's been practicing as well. He has I'd say a little bit a similar focus than you have. It's more like bluesy and some jazzy stuff as well, and not playing songs a lot. He's practicing solos of songs, but he's not that interested in the rhythm part. But he's practicing solos, and when I met him and he showed me a couple of solos he's been practicing, I was really impressed and thought, yeah, I want to practice more. Yeah, just maybe to nail a solo I like. It's just It doesn't have to be the full song. In many cases the rhythm part is a bit easier than the solo. It depends on the song, of course.
On the song,
but it would also be cool to work together on the song. That's what we did in the beginning, but now with the YouTube channel we didn't play a lot of songs together. It's always been the same couple of songs. But yeah, proof of practice, exactly. Oh, video upload privately. Yeah, or just text. Yeah, Les, if you don't have Skype, Sky is crying. I vote for Sky is crying. Oh, that's the song. But yeah, get Skype and join the group. Maybe that really works.
He's using voice to text.
Okay.
Yeah. See, as I've got into that company band, Lars says he has Skype.
Cool.
As now in that company band, I also have to do way more rhythm parts. And the thing is, currently I'm the only guitar player, which makes everything a lot more challenging, because when there's time for you to solo, for example, one song I have to practice and learn is Crossroads from Cream.
Mm-hmm.
And there are easier songs to learn. Just with improvising that, when you're playing a solo, that there's no lack of the rhythm guitar when you're gone. I think that's it. I really have problems doing this because when I'm playing and improvising, I'm more leaning towards some BB King style, for example, which is just some smaller fills, give it some time, then one other small lick or something like this.
Yeah.
I don't really feel confident in this yet.
Yeah, Philip, that's definitely the case with when there's another guitarist that keeps playing the rhythm. And so many bands have 2 guitarists. You said you were struggling to find new songs because Foo Fighter songs or AC/DC, always 2 guitarists.
Yeah,
it's not that easy to find songs or bands that only have 1 guitar in them. So that's tricky to begin with.
Please scroll down. Rody, guilty as charged. Yeah, right now I'm really pressed into things that I really don't feel comfortable playing. For example, there are some funky things they want to play, so funk rhythm and all this kind of stuff. A lot of fast drumming as well. One song that was requested is of Freddie King,
The one you're
Going Down.
playing, yeah.
And that's a lot of fast down strums. I'm not sure how to play that one either yet, because again, there should be a keyboard player. Then it's possible, but I don't know how I should play that lead fills Freddie is doing, and at the same time we should have some rhythm. But we'll see. Maybe I figure something out. Yeah. Foo Fighters, as you've mentioned, Foo Fighters is really hard to play with one guitar to make it sound like the actual song, even remotely, because they have so great distinctive two rhythm parts. Actually, mostly it's not really lead work on the most part of it. That's really challenging me currently.
I was in the band before that was not for that long, a little bit over a year, and I joined as a rhythm player, and fast strumming is no problem for me, as you know. But I would say I'm not that strong on the lead side, so we would complement each other in a great way. But I work at the wrong company. Or we don't have a jam room. I know there are a lot of guitarists where I work, but we don't have a jam room or something like that, because that sounds really a lot of fun.
It is.
And now you are practicing songs and you're playing with other people. That's the biggest advantage. And since you're there in the company band, did you practice a lot of the Truefire courses, or did you really switch from?
See, that's the thing. I've totally switched from playing, practicing the Truefire stuff, and it's actually more technical things when we were talking about the palm muting and playing this probably correct and in a better form, to really focusing on song after song after song after song.
Did you see this comment?
Cover, not copy. That's what I try to do as well.
So not note by note.
No, I'm
just
not
get
playing,
the idea.
That's the thing. I don't try to imitate Clapton on Crossroads. Never. But I try to get some
get the PRS.
I get the PRS, some basic licks that I want to have.
There it is. Pick your pick.
For example, in the first solo, that one is one that really catches my ear each time when I'm listening to this song. That one I want to have in there, and also when entering that solo.
Did you learn that with taps or by ear?
I've learned it by watching one of the YouTube videos.
A live performance?
No, that's not the live. It's a girl that made the lesson.
Okay.
Chelsea something has a great lesson on the solo, and it's mostly by ear and getting it somewhere there. So
So it's not note for note.
It's not note for note.
Okay.
I just watched where she's playing it, and the rest is pretty much by ear. So.
I need to check
something like this, or one lick. No.
Are you familiar with the Grateful Dead? The band. You know them?
Yeah, I know them.
Jerry Garcia. When I was at Bene last week, he was or he is practicing some of his solos, and there are lessons for solos he played at one live gig or one concert.
That's
because
great.
he plays it differently each and every time. So he's not even copying himself, because he's covering, or it's just improvising all the time, and that's cool. It's not boring as a
See,
visiting the concert as well.
That's the really first thing that really got into my face when I've started playing guitar. I, as you know, and maybe I certainly have told it at some point on the channel as well, I've had my first gig just a half year after I started playing.
The wedding gig.
The wedding gig at my mom's wedding. And she requested Heaven by Bryan Adams.
The Clapton song.
And from Clapton, I did Wonderful Tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And with Wonderful Tonight, I thought, well, I want to do a live solo. I don't want to do the straight studio version, because I had a live recording on my phone with from a CD from my father, and that one, I liked that solo way better. And then I was starting to looking that specific solo up, and there was even a video about it, or a live recording, and some parts I could see what he's playing, and some others I was not able to. And then I thought, well, probably I can find it on another live recording from the same year or something like this. Looked for that, and Clapton is also a blues player. He improvises that stuff. And so I started transcribing also this solo by ear already from the beginning. But
that's also a great exercise when you're practicing.
Certainly.
Transcribing songs, and when you have a melody in your head, or you heard it somewhere, you're trying to play note by note. I think I sometimes try that as well. It's just finding the notes, and the more often you do it, the easier it gets. So it probably took a lot of time back then.
It took a lot of time. And
anything you want to highlight?
No, it's just
checking.
Yeah, only other players recognize whether or not you are note for note. Yeah, totally. Probably not even other players.
I wouldn't care, to be honest. I think it doesn't need to be a copy.
No. I think it's good if it's not a copy.
Copyright claims? No, not because of
for
that.
example.
Oh, not really. I mean,
but
bring in some own ideas,
Yeah.
some character.
It's you, and you're not trying to clone someone. And also, I think at some point it develops your playing as well.
Mm.
When you can add your ideas. It's
Sure.
good to see and listen to this stuff and take notes for it. And yeah. Yeah.
No stairway. No, not in guitar shops, at least.
Yeah.
No stairway. I've practiced that as well. I think when you're in a band, like you are, or when you're working or you're practicing with a purpose, with a fixed goal, like I had this, I played this, what's called medley at my dad's 60th birthday that was in 2020. And I was practicing that a lot because I wanted it to sound great. And it was like a mashup of, how many were it? Like you heard it, 10, 11 songs, mashed together, it was 8 to 9 minutes long in total. It was just spanning some decades of his youth. That was the idea. I was practicing that a lot, and when you have a concert, you have a band practice, you shoot a video, or it's like a family, it's a birthday or the wedding. When there's this like this big goal, you're practicing more focused.
Yeah.
And now if it's just me, and setting goals is key.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what to set as a goal at the moment. I'm a little bit lost there. And that's maybe I should really reflect and find a right goal for me, where I want to go and what I want to develop. And I start with this blues book now, just to get this under my fingers, this basics. But eventually I want to play with other people. So I should practice songs. But then again, practicing songs by myself, then you meet other people and they're playing different songs.
Yeah.
It's tricky. It's tricky.
It's tricky. Yeah.
You need to agree on some songs before you can practice them, really. So yeah, maybe I should focus on technique and stuff like that, and just occasionally a song or two.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's a hard decision on what to focus on.
Yeah, not sure. I know I want to focus on electric guitar. That's at least the starting point. Not acoustic, not fingerstyle. Yeah, I need to set some goals. And yeah, coming back to Charles's point with these 21 days to get a routine, to get a habit. That's a great advice. That's not just for guitar practicing. That's for everything. That's for sports as well, and for, I don't know, reading. When you say I want to read books, more often, read every day, whatever it is. It's just to build a habit. Yeah, almost forgot about that one. I heard that before. It's really good.
Yeah, and for that, it doesn't matter what you're practicing in these 10 minutes for these 21 days, as long as it's a practice routine.
And it also makes just a difference just to hold the guitar in the hand, because you play differently when you're playing each and every day instead of once a week.
Yeah,
it's just you need some time to adjust. I don't know, to get it going.
Yeah. Theory. That's what you did. I did
some time ago. So
I did a lot of theory as well, really early on. I think pretty much right after that gig at my mother's wedding, I've started learning theory, and quite a lot of it, and it opened my eyes on various things. But on the other hand, I'm now so focused on getting on a few chord tones and things. That's what I've noticed lately when I've tried to improvise, that it feels a lot robotic. It's really predictable what I'm going to do, and always the same things, because I think, I need to hit the chord tones, and there is a chord tone, and I go to that one, and then I notice after I've played it, well, that was the same thing I've played yesterday and the day before, and just without really noticing it, and even in different positions. Something, for example, in position 5 of the pentatonic, I'm focusing, there is that note, and I do the same change just like I usually do when I'm just noodling, and in position 1, for example.
No. That's the thing, Philip. I think with guitar, you can never master all the styles and techniques there are. And if you think you're at a good level, you just watch Steve Vai playing the Hydra. Then you feel like a beginner again, because that dude is just insane. Les and his C chord. And now all the triad shapes, Martin. Come on.
Over here.
That's another exercise.
Yeah.
Playing triads all over the neck. That was also part, I think, of the intermediate course of Justin guitar. But just some basic triad shapes starting from the high E string and then the middle strings. Just the different triad shapes, which also helps a lot to understand the guitar, the neck, and basically then you get to the cage system.
Yeah.
When you understand how it's constructed.
And still, then there are people, outside the box.
Sorry, wrong one. Yeah, was that in the interview with Tyler Larson, where he said he's not able to play like Michelangelo Badio with two hands and two necks?
4 necks on that one.
4 necks! It's just crazy.
He can disassemble them to have 2 necks or 4 in all directions.
That's insane.
I don't know.
It's show. It's show. Wow. The Hydra. That's a different beast.
I'm not even aspiring something like this. I would not.
Not really.
You remember the comment I've made after the video? You've sent it in our Skype group. And people complain about the weight of Les Pauls.
Ah, yeah.
Man.
Can't imagine how much it weighs, probably.
Yeah,
20 kilos.
And playing this for a whole gig.
Yeah, he mentioned in the video that he's using a wrist something. He has the weight on his legs, and after filming the video, he wasn't able to walk. It's crazy. Yeah, for me 6 is great. If that's too complicated, I switch to ukulele or bass. No offense, bass players. Just fun.
I'm totally in awe of a good bass player. Those guys.
Do you have a good bass player in your band?
It's the best musician we have.
Really?
He kicks our ass multiple times. Yeah.
Semi-pro or more.
He's definitely on semi-pro level. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
He's really, really good. And
that's cool. Yeah. So when you're playing in the band, are you listening to him or to the drummer?
I try to do both.
Because playing with other people you also need to practice, obviously.
Yeah.
When you get together. So
I try to do both.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, obviously he's quite the reference because he's really prominent also in the mix, and the bass player, as he's really the most consistent one, even more consistent. He's pretty much also the one giving the bass line for the drummer currently.
Okay.
Because
drummer is following the bassist.
Yeah, pretty much like this, because he's still practicing as well and has some hiccups here and there.
And new songs for him.
Yeah,
as well.
And he gets into the rhythm back again of the bassist, who's just nailing it pretty much all the time. So
how long do you practice when you get together?
When we get together, we practice for 2 hours.
That's once a week.
That's once a week, yeah.
Okay. And right after work, you start playing the songs.
Yeah.
And then you play one song an evening, or all of them? You play them a couple of times, or how do you?
Depends. If we got a new one, we obviously we tried to do once a week. So
2 hours, one song.
yeah, it's not that we practice it for 2 hours,
Okay.
one song. That was with the first song that we've started with.
Crossroads. Or
No,
which one
that
was
was
the first
that
one?
one was Plush.
Okay.
And
Which was new for you, so you had to practice it first at home.
yeah,
Or did you learn it at the
we
company?
the first one was we got together and just tried to jam a little bit, and then we've decided on the songs, and I had to practice. Obviously, we decided on 3 songs first. One was Everlong, one was Crossroads, and one was Plush. And
Yeah.
so we started with Crossroads actually, but I totally messed up the rhythm as expected.
Challenging to keep up the rhythm there.
The thing is, I still can't do it on my own.
See? I'm not the only one.
Thanks, Les. I totally mess up the rhythm when I'm doing it on my own if I'm not coming out of the shuffle.
Are you distracted by the basses then? Or
No,
what's putting you off?
When I'm in the band context, I can do it now. But first, I've had the rhythm wrong in my head for whatever reason. And
okay.
now when I have a drummer and a bass player, I can do it. I found on YouTube a backing track that's just bass, vocals, and the drums. And to that one, I can just play it fine. And when doing it on my own without drummer or bass player, I'm 100% sure I mess up the rhythm. I don't have the rhythm properly in my head. And as soon as the drums and the bass is kicking in, I get it. Even I think I can even do it just with the drums now. But to be really sure.
You need a metronome.
Yeah, with a metronome, I probably would also be start with it, but just
I just opened another topic there. I have a metronome here, and you can also use on PC or whatever. A lot of softwares or apps have a metronome. Do you guys use metronomes when you're playing or practicing? To be precise. Do you? I don't do it often enough. When I have a backing track, there is usually a bass or drums I can listen to. So that's kind of. But when you're doing a technical exercise or scales, it would make sense. It would be a benefit to use a metronome.
I use it for that. In the rare occasions I'm practicing this, haven't been doing it for quite some time. Before I started the Truefire stuff, I've tried to increase my picking speed. And for that one, I've used the metronome.
Okay.
Yeah. And
because when you're practicing consistently, you can always bump up the speed on the metronome.
Just a tiny bit and get it faster. So for that one, I've used the metronome. When I'm practicing these songs now, I'm mostly playing to the songs and I'm trying to find a backing track
without the
guitar, right?
I have this app where you can download backing tracks. Maybe I can see if I have the songs you're practicing.
Yeah, and that's what I've tried to do and do my practice with here.
The tremolo. Don't know how that works. Do you mind elaborating that, Hobo Roadie? What do you mean with the tremolo? Do you understand how that could work?
No.
Okay, it's not just me.
Have a good one, Les. Enjoy.
Nice. Yeah, enjoy. Fat burger. It sounds healthy.
Yeah, so I've messed that one up, and then we mostly practiced plush, and then the last time we've put together plush and crossroads, and yeah, now I've learned the Avalon of the Foo Fighters.
But you knew that
And
one before.
I
Most
have
of it.
I knew it, but I didn't know it anymore. Let's call it that way. I had to relearn it.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's also a good one, yeah.
Haven't tried that. But if the
Yeah.
tempo is constant, sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
I have to try that one with the Vox.
But
AC15.
does it have tremolo?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Never turned it on. Like this tremolo. Okay. Vibrato, as Fender calls it. This one. The Tone Master also has a tremolo. I need to try it. What I like for, let's call it elaborated noodling, is where's the brand? Is it Digitech? I think it's the Digitech Trio Plus. I don't want to unplug it. Just, can you see it here? Yeah, like this. This one's pretty cool. You can use it just as a looper, but if you're playing a chord progression with the band, there's the knob. This one says band. Then you can record a chord progression, and then it generates a bass and a drums track. So it feels like you're playing with a band. And then when I'm also looping the rhythm part, I can then solo over it. So I can basically do my own backing tracks pretty easily for whatever chord progression I want. And for different styles, it has a genre knob here that goes from blues, R&B, rock to up to jazz. And then there are 12 different styles for each genre. And that's pretty cool. And you can program different sections of a song. So you could even program a whole song structure with a chorus, pre-chorus, and verse, and toggle through the different settings just to have your own song built in this tool. Yeah. That's I bought that one because I wanted to have bass and drums when I'm playing, just as to have something different to a backing track. And I use that one a lot. I think it's a great tool and a lot of fun. Oh wow, what's going on with this knob? Yeah. To check that one later. Maybe it fell down too often. Tremolo effect. Okay, there's still a lot of people hanging around. Not sure. Do you have anything to add? At this point in time, we've been live for 1.5 hours now.
Anything you guys want to ask or want to talk about?
Or what you're practicing at the moment? Need to check that one later. It's really weird. Give them some time. There's some
whiskey for everyone, Charles.
at
least for us.
Just for
Cheers.
Us. harmonize with the echo. It's also interesting to try.
Yeah.
Different approach. Did you try that?
I've tried that one as well, yeah. Set up a delay and try to harmonize with the delay then. And yeah, someone really famous using such things with delay and harmonize with himself is Brian May.
Mm-hmm. Not that easy to copy.
Crazy on that one.
Yeah, but when I think of echo and delay effects, I always think of the Edge. You too. But need to get a good delay setting that sounds the same. All right. Should we
wrap it up?
If you have any burning questions or comment, just shoot them. Otherwise,
or if you want to have topics that we discuss on another live stream,
yeah, absolutely. If there's anything you'd be interested in, let us know. Next live streams, let me check the calendar. Probably the 19th of May. Usually we take the third Thursday of the month. So yeah, probably then, or the 18th. We will see.
Yeah,
in about a month.
Yeah. And also leave your favorite guitar teachers, online teachers in the comments.
Sure, absolutely. Leave a comment with your favorite guitar teacher and what you're practicing and your practice goals. Maybe I get inspired.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's definitely Jeff McErlain and Rusty. Those two are my favorite ones.
Write a comment. That's okay. You just said it.
Yeah.
All right. With that, thanks everyone for joining us. It was a lot of fun as always, and hope to see you in another live stream.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.